Hey guys! Welcome to a new video from Masters of Consulting. As you can see, this video is with all the transport what we have in Munich inside the city, how we can go and how we can travel and what is the best means to go and travel if you are living inside the city. So here on my right we have the cycle specialist Nikhil. He has driven lot of mountain bikes and also a lot of Rennrads. So, and on my left there is Jayant. So he is the specialist of this scooty, what he's called. So he is the first to have also this electrical scooter. So today, and you can see me, I am with my longboard. So yeah, this video we want to show you what are the ways you can travel inside the city and what is the best way. Hey guys, now I just want to tell you about e-bike, but I wish I had someone who had tell me now and what is e-biking and all, and see, wow, there we have someone. So hi Jayant, thanks a lot today for coming with your e-bike and the speciality of it. Please can you explain us what is more special about it and why you are so obsessed with it?
Yeah, it's really convenient, guys. When you want to ride or drive approximately 10-15 kilometers per day, it's good to have a e-bike. Like you can have a bike also along with that, and for few days you can use your e-bike. You just stand and go in it. It's very convenient, and for few days you can just go by your normal bike.
Perfect. But what are the regulations that come with it? What is the things you have to do when you have to get an e-bike?
Yeah, like different countries have different regulations. I would be able to speak only about Germany, as I am riding this e-bike currently now in Germany. So first thing is you need to have something called as Haftpflichtversicherung. We'll make sure that we'll provide the link in our description. So like once you have this Haftpflichtversicherung, you will get two stickers from them. One is the number plate. It's just a sticker that you will stick on the back of your scooter, and one more barcode. This you can see that I have stick it here in my e-scooter. And once you stick these two things, only then you will be allowed to drive in the normal bike roads, or like normal bike tracks that we have in Germany. So you can just drive your e-scooter in this a cycle track or cycle path. Yeah, that's it.
And what is the safety concern? I see that you are wearing your helmet and you have all the jacket on. So how dangerous is it?
It's not so dangerous, but you have to be careful. Like it's better to take precautions as usual. It's not compulsory to have a helmet, but I prefer my safety, so I always have helmet on whenever I ride my e-scooter. And one more thing that I forgot to tell is in Germany, the e-scooters are allowed only up to 20 kilometers. You can drive your e-scooter without any license, just with your number plate, whatever I said. So like yeah, it should not go above 20 kilometers. And one more special thing in Germany is that your e-scooter should have two brakes. In other countries it's like only one brake system works, but in Germany they have made it strict that you should have two brakes. So yeah, like there is a proper safety.
So the main thing, the budget. So what is the budget that is needed to have a minimum budget that to have an e-bike?
If you want to buy a new one, it's approximately 500 euros, and it's one time. I mean, like you pay 500 euros, and this insurance is approximately like 17 euros per year. But there is another version where if you lose or something like that, you will get some money back. That is a bit more costlier, but I just go for this, just the Haftpflicht one.
Yeah, and obviously I think when it is an e-bike you have to charge it, I guess. So what is the maximum distance it can go for one charge, full charge?
Yeah, it depends on the brand and the model. This model can go up to 40 kilometers with a single charge. That's what they advertise. But I have tested, when I have tested it, it goes up to 35 kilometers. Yeah, that should be fair enough. I mean, if you charge per day, if you are roaming just inside the city, that should be more than enough. Yep.
Perfect, guys. I think Jayant has given us quite a good info in less than 3-4 minutes. So I think it's also will help you guys if you want to buy an e-bike or if you are thinking to buy which one. So thanks a lot, Jayant, for coming and sharing a very valuable information for us. So I wish you also enjoying your e-bike, and thanks a lot for coming. First, let's see what advantages bike gives us when compared to e-bike. So let's ask Nikhil to come in and we can see what he can say for us.
One more point I would like to add before I go is, like, if you have any questions about e-biking in Germany, make sure to write in our comments. I'll be able to answer you guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
He is the king of e-bike, so please do that.
Bye bye.
See you guys, and let's welcome Nikhil now. Hey guys, so we have Nikhil now with his bike, and actually Nikhil is the guy who I have already or almost have felt like, okay, this guy is crazy about bikes. He had, I think, 4 or 5 bikes from now. Actually, he had also some stories where those bikes got stolen. But that aside, yeah, let's ask him about his experience about bikes and why does he love them so much and what information he can give us about them.
So to start with, what different types of bikes we have, okay? So we have road bikes, we have mountain bikes, we have comfort bikes, we have fitness bikes. And,
wow, seriously?
And we also have dual sport bikes. Just a short introduction about everything. Road bikes are used to go very fast. In Germany they are called Rennrads. Fitness bikes are something like this. You go pretty fast with this as well.
I see that it's also quite light. So
it's quite light.
Okay. So
And mountain bikes is good for trailing in mountains. And comfort bikes are good for cities. You have to sit uptight, and it's kind of jolly ride.
okay.
Yes, biking is one of the very important part as a student and as well as a citizen here if you are living in Germany.
Okay.
Even the public transport is very good. There are some villages or small cities where you don't get public transport at the time when you need it.
Yeah.
So it's that time when the bike comes into picture. You know, if you have bike, you can easily commute, and it's easy for you, and you are not dependent on any public transport. And I think that's what is very cool about biking.
And one thing is, I see that, you know, for bikes, for example, for e-bikes, I saw that you need a license plate and all these things. And that is one good thing with bikes. I don't think you need some license plate or you need a license for that. So what do you say about that?
That's very true. So biking, you just need a bike. Exactly. And you just need a good mood and you're off. One more thing is, if it rains, I'm not sure if you are able to drive your e-scooters.
No, I think it's dangerous.
But with bikes, you can go in any weather. You just need to have right gear and right bike for that. And that's what I feel is very much advantageous.
And I see that you are wearing your helmet too. So how much do you recommend having a helmet when riding the bike?
So with this bike, I can go somewhere between 60 to 65 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
And I think it's pretty useful to have helmet at that speed. With road bikes, you can go even faster. So it's must. If you should have a really good helmet. If you are traveling on a comfort bike in the cities and all, I would recommend, but it's not a must.
And I've heard this story where you got fined for not having lights in the bike. So how much important is this to have lights in Germany and not to get fined?
Yes, it was it was a sad incident, I would say. Okay. As a student, I had to pay €25 fine for not having lights on my bike. Police were checking, and it was a night time, and they're like, no, it's not allowed to do like that. And yes, since then I always have lights on my bike.
But I think it's really important in this road, especially to have lights. Yes. Just to be able to see in. And also, what about the vests?
Yes, so if you are driving in the night for long distances, it's recommended to have warning vests, so that people from far distance can see you coming, or if they are coming from behind, they can see you. Okay, there is lights are enough, but one vest is always sicher is sicher, as they say in German.
Okay. Perfect. And what kind of budget do you think that the people need from starting to professional?
So there are various types where you can put yourself into. If you are just starting and if you just want to commute from A to B, you can have a second-hand bikes which you get somewhere between 100 to 150 euro max. Cheapest you can also get for 20 euros. I don't know how long that would last. I have never had one.
Yeah, I think I remember buying a bike for 2 euros in second-hand Flow Market, exactly. So it did not last long, but yeah, that's what.
And you can have a good bike. Thinking of long term, you can buy a good bike somewhere starting from 300 euros, 250 to 300 euros is a good start. You get a good bike in that price range, of course new one, and that can serve the purpose. And if you are really going for a high end, you can the bikes can also go up to 15,000 euros, which is
I think you can get a BMW or second hand BMW for that,
which is I don't know, not necessary as a student especially, and I would recommend to have a good bike, functional bike, that is somewhere around 300 euros, and a cross dual sport bike is a good combination. So you can go on trails, you can also ride in the cities, and yeah, it's fun.
And coming to this, like, where do you find these people? Like, there are a lot of people, I'm sure they have bikes, but they are not finding, like, bikers or people who wants to go on weekends or something. Where can you find this kind of people?
I have never found many people like that.
Okay. But if you, for example, you go for, I think, for weekends to trailing and all this stuff. Yeah. So what kind of experience you can provide with that?
It's adrenaline rush. And so if you go trailing in the mountains, or if you go long distance biking, it's helpful for your fitness, for your health, and it's also important for your mental strength, so that you know yourself better, to what levels you can reach.
Perfect. Nikhil, thanks a lot for coming today all the way from Kylesgram, 200 kilometers, and then sharing us your point of view about bikes and all the stuff what you know. I'm sure people there are really helpful for your knowledge. So even me, thank you. I think I am going to buy a bike soon. So guys, as you have listened the both points of view about the e-bike and the bike, now I want to say a few words, very few words about my longboard. So actually this longboard I have it from around 1.5 years, 2 years, and I am quite okay with that. So and I should say that I have fallen 2-3 times and I've embarrassed myself, but now I can go quite okay. And why I'm saying this is because many people will have the feeling like, okay, longboard, it looks cool, I will go 5, 6, 7 kilometers with it. No, you can't. Your legs should be really strong, and it hurts a lot when you go for a long distance. It's just for 100 to 200 meters and you want to go and do that, and that's it. So that's why I only want to recommend this longboard if you are really professional, or if you want to go for a small areas and 100 meters, 200 meters just to have fun. So other than that, I wouldn't recommend this because it is quite dangerous if you just go and fall on the street. It's really not good. So please be careful with the longboards. But I would recommend, yeah, bike and e-bike with no problem. You can use the helmets and enjoy and go a long distance. That's not a problem. So thanks a lot for watching this video, guys, and thanks a lot for Nikhil coming all the way from Kylesheim, 200 kilometers in one day.
Bike, yeah,
in bike.
Crazy, 200 kilometers he came.
Exactly.
One more thing with this your longboard, guys, it requires practice. Like, you can't just come and just start using this. Because I tried it. It requires a lot of practice. So like, without practice, don't come in real roads. So yeah.
Exactly. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. And if you have liked the video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And as always, guys, if you have anything in mind, if you want us to do any other videos, please write it in the comment section below, and we will make sure we will do that. And until then, please stay safe and happy e-biking and biking and happy fun longboarding. So thanks a lot, guys, and until next time, see you.